Hello, everyone. Welcome to She Boss Talk. I am Shantae Arati. I am coming on today to talk about how you can get 100% forgiveness of your Paycheck Protection loan funds that you receive. So that is what I'm going to be talking about today. So if you are one of those entrepreneurs, small business owners that have been challenged with getting forgiveness, because I know a lot of you all are out there like, how do I apply for forgiveness? What does this form mean? I'm going to be taking you step by step through the latest streamlined form that was recently announced by the SBA and the Treasury Secretary. So before I get started, as always, do come on in. Let me know who you are, where you're hailing from. Give this a thumbs up, do subscribe, and do share this broadcast and our channel, because sharing is caring. There are so many entrepreneurs and small business owners out there that need this information. They don't know where to go. So we are providing this information to really help you get your money. Okay. So for just a background story for all of you all that may not know, even if you got the funds, is that the Paycheck Protection Program was a program initiated under the CARES Act. This was to provide a relief for entrepreneurs, small business owners, self-employed, independent contractors, gig workers, as far as payroll protection to help to keep employees employed, help business owners to keep your employees employed. So this was one of the most popular programs that was administered under the SBA, in which they partner with multiple lenders. So you, depending on who you got your loan from, you may have had, your bank do it. You may have had PayPal, Square, or some other authorized SBA lender fund your PPP loan. Okay. So that is what this is. So right now, there is still over $130 billion available for funding, but is on hold until they pass a new stimulus. But just something that you should know, there's currently 3.57 million outstanding Paycheck Protection loans that are equivalent to 50K or less. That means that you are a small business or entrepreneur that was funded 50K or less. And although there has been a big push, and there still continues to be a big push for automatic forgiveness, that hasn't happened yet, but this is still good. As of on October the 8th, the SBA and Treasury Secretary Stephen Mnuchin released a new easy form. So they have released an easy form a while back, but this one is even more streamlined, even less work. This is going to relieve some of the burden on the financial institutions that have to issue the forgiveness. And it is going to help you as the entrepreneur or business owner to ease it on your side, less complicated, so that you understand how to fill out the application and get 100% forgiveness of your PPP loan. So the 50K or less, the big majority of it are self-employed entrepreneurs and business owners that do not have employees. So this is a Paycheck Protection Program. Although it's an employee incentive, you are really considered an employee, or this is your owner's compensation that you were funded with. And so a portion of that is already automatically forgiven. There's no, you didn't have to issue any payroll statements. You had to verify your 2019 tax return and your income, positive net income or profit on your tax return. So we're going to go through this in the links in the show notes. You will see links to the press release that was announced. Also, the application that I'm going to be going through with you today is also in the comments. The final rule from the SBA is also in the comments. So this is more information that you would know to be able to help you get your loan forgiven. Now, you needed to have spent the funds, right? So if you spent your funds already, please let me know in the comments. but between 8 and 24 weeks, and 24 weeks is up December 31st. So just know that if you're one of those that are you still have your PPP money and you have not spent it, you have between 8 weeks from the time it was dispersed to you to 24 weeks to use the money. That is December the 31st is the last day that you can do that. So I'm going to pull up the application on the screen. Again, this is the latest easy form, right? They released the easy form before. That one was still a little bit more complicated. This one that I'm going through is for those that receive funding, PPP funding, 50K or less. This form is form 3508S. 3508S. Again, it is in the description of this video for you to access to submit to your lender for forgiveness of your loan. And forgiveness means that this loan becomes a grant. That is free money for you and your business. So let me get this up on the screen really quickly so you can see. Okay. So this is the PPP application. Okay, this is the new form. As you can see on the top, it is the Paycheck Protection Loan Forgiveness Application. This is the one you want to use, again, if you were funded 50,000 or less. This is applicable to anyone, again, 50K or less. However, if you have affiliates you cannot have earned any more than $2 million to qualify for this program. So it tells you that right here at the top, together with its affiliates, receiving a total of 2 million or greater cannot use this form. So you would use one of the other forms that is available to you on the SBA website at sba.gov. Okay. So when you go to this form, when you pull it up, this is a PDF. You may submit this, or your provider, your loan provider may have an online form that is a model of this form through their website or portal, that whatever that they're using to help you get forgiveness for your loan. So you're going to start at the top. This is so simple, okay? Because with this form, you do not need to submit any additional documentation. So previously you would have had to provide documentation to showing the monies that you spent. You do not have to do that. So as simple as just filling out this application. So I'm just going to go quickly through some of these items here. So you're going to put your legal name. So just an example, I'm going to put here, She Boss Talk. That's the name of my company. So you're going to put your legal name, right? If you're an independent contractor, that legal name is your name. So if I'm a legal independent contractor or self-employed, I do not have a legal business name. I'm using my name, Shante R. Roddy. So just remember how you filled out your loan application. You're pretty much going to put in the same information as you did. You want to make sure that it matches up. You don't want anything, again, to hold up the application process. Okay. So, but I do have a legal business name. So say, for instance, I wanted to put She Epic Enterprises, right? And then I wanted to put my DBA, which I'm operating under, is She Boss Talk here. And then you're going to put your address here in this field, right? And then you're going to put your business TIN or your EIN or your social security number. So again, whatever tax identification number you use to complete your PPP application to get funding, you're going to use that same number here. So if it's a business, if you had your EIN, which is your employer identification number, you're going to put that in here. Or if you use your social security number, you're going to put that in here. So your EIN number and your social is a 9-digit number. So you're just going to put that in here, right? And then you're going to add your business number. Okay. And then your primary contact, how do you want them to primarily get in contact with you? You may have another number, an office number, a work number, or a partner number. You definitely want to put that in here as well. And then your email address that you want to use. Okay, and make sure when you put your information that you can be reached at these locations, that is a valid telephone number and a valid email address. Now, you're also going to put your SBA PPP loan number. So that should be on your loan application. You should have that number, and you're just going to put that number in here. You also have a lender number, so specific to your lender, and you're going to put that number in, whatever that is. It varies depending on who the lender is. Your PPP loan amount. So again, if you receive less than 50K, whatever that amount is, you want to put that in here. Okay, so you see I put 50,000 here, and then your PPP loan distribution date. Just think back when you apply for your loan, when did they distribute the funds? Was it May? So whatever that date is, you're going to put the date that you received those funds here. Make sure you have that, because they're going to use this to match up the records that they have on file. Remember, with this streamlined application, for those that receive funding for 50K or less, you do not have to upload any additional documentation. Okay, so you're going to put the employees at the number of employees that you had at the time that you applied for the loan. Okay, so if you're self-employed, that's 1. Okay, so remember, you are an employee of 1. So employees at the time that your loan was forgiven, and you want to put the number of employees there at the time. So if it changed, again, you just want to represent that there. Now, understand that 2 things: when you're using this form, you're exempt from any reductions in loan forgiveness based on the reduction of full-time employees, or also the reduction in salary or wages. Remember, that used to be a penalty if you did not have if you had a reduction in full-time employees. That is no longer irrelevant. So they no longer are penalizing you for that. And if you're self-employed, which most of you who are watching, most of you all who receive funding of 50K or less, you only have yourself. You're the sole owner, right? This is owner's compensation. You put that number here. Now, there are others of you, I have peers that you do have W-2 employees. So if you have 10 employees, you want to put 10. Whatever the amount of employees you had at the beginning of the loan application, when you apply, put that. And then at the time that you are applying for forgiveness, you want to put that amount as well. Now, a lot of you all also, when you apply for PPP, you apply for the EIDL program, which is another loan program through the SBA, which included a grant, which they called an advance up to $10,000. Now, what you want to do, or what you must do, is put that amount here. So if you are self-employed, you would have received $1,000 in your advanced amount. Now, some of you applied and you qualified and you're still waiting. If you have not received an EIDL grant at this time, even though you qualify for one, you don't need to put the amount. Only if you received a deposit of the EIDL funds do you need to put the advance amount. Okay, so for most of you all, it will be $1,000. Again, the SBA was giving out advances based on the number of W-2 employees, so up to $10,000. So if you have 10 employees or more, the max that you would have gotten as an advance is $10,000. Whatever that number is, you're going to put here. Now, you're going to also put your EIDL application number. So again, both of these programs are through the SBA. They will be able to identify and match up your application, your funding information for both programs. So your EIDL application number is a 10-digit number. So you're going to put that here. Okay, so whatever that number is. And again, it depended on when you applied. I know when I applied, the series of numbers started with the number 3. Okay. And then you're going to self-calculate how much your forgiveness amount is going to be. So you cannot put any amount over the principal loan amount. So if your loan was $20,000, so let's say it was $20,000, okay, and you are requesting forgiveness, you cannot request $30,000 if your loan amount that you were deposited was 20. That is whether you're using this form or one of the other forms. You cannot request forgiveness for anything over the loan amount that you received, okay? But you want 100% forgiveness, so just whatever that number is, make sure that you put the full amount that you were funded here on the application. This is much more simpler even than the easy form that they released a couple of months back. So again, you're self-certifying. You put all that information at the top. It's a simple calculate. You don't even have to calculate. You just put your loan amount there. That's how much you're going to be forgiven. Okay. And then you're going to fill out this portion. This is very important. It was just like when you applied for your PPP loan amount. You are self-certifying. So this is a legal document that you will be held accountable to. And so it is really upon you not to falsify any information on here. You want to be truthful and honest and have integrity, because you are certifying that the information that you are providing on this form is true, right? So you're going to go through that. The dollar amount for which this forgiveness is requested does not exceed your principal amount. Okay? So then you're going to read that and you're going to self-certify that that is true. I understand that if the funds were knowingly used for unauthorized purposes, the federal government may pursue recovery. So they are pursuing recovery because there were a lot of individuals and companies that signed up for loans under false pretenses or provided misinformation, and the government is coming back after their money. There's no reason to do that. This is a simple form. Just put the honest information that you have on the form. You are certifying to this. The borrower has accurately verified that the payments for eligible payroll and non-payroll costs for which the borrower is requesting forgiveness, and has accurately calculated the forgiveness amount. Okay. So again, make sure that is accurate based on the loan, based on the information you provided in your loan application. I have submitted to the lender the required documentation verifying payroll costs and existence of obligations in service as applicable prior to February 15, 2020. So as part of this program, remember, you had to have been in business as of February 15th, right, in order to be eligible for this, right? And any eligible business mortgage, interest, business rent, lease. So all of that information should have been provided to the bank at the beginning when you apply for this loan program. So again, when you submit, that does not mean that they cannot ever come back and nothing will happen if you falsified information. So just don't do it. Just make sure you go down this list. The information provided in this application and the information provided in all supporting documents and form is true and correct in all material respects. I understand that making false statements to obtain forgiveness of an SBA guaranteed loan is punishable under law by imprisonment of not more than 5 years and or a fine up to $250,000. Okay? By imprisonment of not more than 2 years and or a fine not more than $5,000, and if submitted to the federally insured institution, by imprisonment of not more than 30 years and or fine of not more than $1 million. So they are serious about these penalties. So again, do not falsify any information. You're certifying that your tax documents that you submitted to your lender are consistent with those that the borrower has submitted will submit to the IRS and your state tax workforce agency. Okay, so you're certifying that those were submitted to the IRS and to your tax agency, and you're also understanding, acknowledge, and agree that the lender can share your tax information with the SBA's authorized representatives, because ultimately they're sending your application package approval or forgiveness package to the SBA to be approved. Okay, so sending it to them, including authorized representatives of the SBA Office Inspector General, who has been investigating for the purpose of ensuring compliance with PPP requirements and all SBA reviews. Okay, so you're going to certify to that. And you're going to certify that you understand and acknowledge and agree that the SBA may request additional information for the purpose of evaluating borrowers' eligibility for the PPP loan and for loan forgiveness, and that the borrower's failure to provide information requested by the SBA may result in a determination that the borrower was ineligible for the PPP loan, or a denial of the borrower's loan forgiveness application. So you're going to certify to that. And then you are going to sign your name. You're going to print. So you can use an e-signature, or you can download the form and sign, and then send this in to your lending agency. But the borrower eligibility for loan will be evaluated in accordance with the PPP regulations under guidance issued by the SBA through the date of this application. And the SBA may direct the lender to disapprove the borrower's loan forgiveness application if the SBA determines that the borrower was ineligible for the loan. Okay, so if you said you were in business by February 15th, and you were actually not in business until March, and they find out about it, you will be ineligible and you will have to pay the loan back. Okay, and you would think that this is, simple and that people would know this, but seriously, many people have applied for these loans and put incorrect or false information to get these funds, but know that they will come back and they can evaluate you, and you will have to pay that money back. And not only that, you will pay additional fines and penalties for the fact that you were ineligible and you falsified information. Okay, so then you're going to sign, you're going to date, you're going to print, and you're going to make sure that you put your title. That is your business title. So if you go by founder or CEO or direct manager or owner or independent contractor, whatever title you use, you want to continue to use that here. And then in this form, this is a voluntary page on the form that you can provide additional information. And this is your demographic information form. Again, it is optional. It's going to tell you what the purpose, the description, benefit, a principal name and position, where you identify as veteran, gender, race, and ethnicity. Okay, so they're compiling this data, right, to see who all receive funds. They can kind of look at, those demographics that may have been underrepresented, that didn't get funding, who got the majority of the funding, so that they can do a lot of analysis. So again, this is not anything that you are required to do. It is voluntary if you want to, but you definitely want to make sure that you submit this one-page form. Again, it is a simple one-page form. If you do have any questions about it, please do let me know. Because I definitely want you all to get your money. Again, as I said from the very beginning, when they launched the Paycheck Protection Program, that a forgivable loan means that ultimately you have the ability to have your loan forgiveness, and that would turn into grant money. And as we know, grant money is free money for your business, right? So this is so exciting. Like one of my peers, he didn't even know about the PPP program until I brought it to his attention, and he actually applied on the last day that the applications were open and happened to be quickly approved that day, and is now in the process, like many of you all, to get the loan forgiven. And so we want to make sure we're simplifying the process as much as possible. So that form is so easy. There's no additional information that you have to upload or submit. Again, they may come back to verify your eligibility later, but you can go ahead and submit it. There's no rush. But if you want to go ahead and get your loan forgiven, you can do that. Sometime down the road, they may just, have automatic forgiveness of grants. Again, they were thinking about automatically forgiving 150 or less, but you can see how they streamlined this for anyone that had a loan of 50,000 or less, which is a lot of small businesses. Again, over 3 million obtain loans less than $50,000. And so they want to make it easy for you, easy for the banks, to make sure there's less burden on everybody and be able to get you your funding. So again, if this is for you, if you have peers that are entrepreneurs and small businesses that apply for the Paycheck Protection Program and are challenged to understand the process, or they don't know about this new form because it was recently released, this is going to help you fill out the application with ease and get your money. So again, you will be free and clear of the loan. So you definitely want to be sure that you get that in as soon as you can. If you have any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comments. I always circle back and answer any questions that you have. It's been a pleasure providing this information today. Again, this is a step-by-step of the latest easy form. This is the streamlined form for small businesses that receive PPP loan money, 50,000 or less. Again, this is the form 3508S, and it is in the description. It is in the show notes. So you can start today. This is a great day to go out there and submit your application for forgiveness. So you're free and clear. Okay. So thank you so much. You all have a wonderful day. Again, do share this video, do share our channel, do subscribe if you haven't already. Give this a thumbs up. So again, more people can see this video, because again, millions of small business owners out there are looking to get their PPP loans forgiven and are challenged, don't know how to apply for it. They don't know that that they can apply through this easy form and go ahead and get their loans forgiven. So do share this out, because sharing is caring. As always, be the boss with amplified impact. Be safe and stay in good health. Have a great day.